What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is Friday over here. Hope you guys are doing well today. Bitcoin is currently up almost 2%, almost at about that 28K level. It did reach about 28K, that resistance earlier today, bringing up quite a bit of these altcoins up with it. What could Bitcoin be doing right now? Could it actually get past this 28K resistance? As I've been talking about, it is very strong resistance. We're going to be taking a look into the charts for Bitcoin because it is the main driver of this crypto markets. If Bitcoin can actually hold above this 28K level, that will look a lot better for the altcoins for the time being. Of course, if Bitcoin actually gets a pullback from here, that is not going to be looking good for most of these altcoins here. So very important to be paying attention to Bitcoin right now. It is at a decision point. The main topic of this video, of course, will be about ApeCoin. Let's see what is going on in this market. What has changed since the last time we have actually talked about this coin? It had a recent move lately, but now it's basically revisiting its all-time lows again. What could it actually happen? Would it actually break down from here? We're going to be taking a look into Ape and see if this has a chance for another move sometime soon, okay? I will also be talking about some upside and downside price targets for Ape, as well as some key price levels to be looking out for in order for this coin to break either direction. Just got to keep it realistic with you. Of course, I'm going to be sharing with you guys my personal opinions and sentiments on this overall crypto market as a whole later in this video, so make sure to stay around for that. Lastly, none of what I'm saying here is financial advice. Of course, it is purely my personal opinions and speculations. I could very much be wrong. I am not a financial advisor nor an elite trader of any sorts, even though I am a profitable trader who's been able to keep most of my profits during the last bear markets. And I'm looking to crush it here for the next bull cycle. So if you guys feel the same way, if you guys are feeling pumped this Friday morning, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Let's get right into the charts here. All right, so we do have Bitcoin. We're going to talk about Bitcoin here first today because it is my first post right now. So currently we do have Bitcoin very close to that 28K level again. We see that it has actually tried to break above it earlier today, a couple hourly candles ago. What could actually be going on here? So I've talked about this daily time frame here, which is the focus right now because I've talked about this rising wedge that was formed, right? And I'm basically looking out for quite a bit of support beneath the price action to validate this bottom trend line here, right? So price action on this hourly time frame, most notably, it did come down to the hourly 200 SMA, which is a very well recognized moving average, right? For the short term traders and people who are paying attention in the short term, right? Me, of course. And then, price action did come down here, got a very quick bounce back up, right? And we're now going to adjust this bottom trend line for that initial, I would say a fake out, really. But, like I said, there was going to be quite a bit of moving averages, underneath that initial bottom trend line anyways. So I think, this would be a pretty hard break for the bears. Not saying it won't, but I'm just saying there's going to be quite a bit of moving averages beneath the bottom trend line here. If I was trying to short the markets, I would be very iffy because there's a lot of potential bounces on these major moving averages likely, okay? Now we still do have a rising wedge here. Let's just say if it breaks out later, okay? I don't really expect Bitcoin to do too much over the weekend. Usually it doesn't, right? So I'm going to say if it breaks out Monday, the Monday candle, so you're going to get a measure move, a breakdown, right? Measure move to 26.1K area, okay? Now, rising wedges are usually bearish patterns, right? And they do usually break down. Of course, there's going to be chances where probabilities where it actually does break to the upside, but I'm just saying the probabilities, right? You guys can Google search rising wedge, measure target, falling wedge, all these trading concepts I'm talking about here. It is free public knowledge. Educate yourself on technical analysis, because that's probably the most important thing you can do here from watching content like this. And if you guys want to stay in this market in the long run, that is probably the most important thing you can do. So go ahead and Google search whatever I'm talking about here. Get curious and actually learn this stuff, right? Now, we can see that the daily 200 SMA is still immediate resistance, right? The orange line here, it is still at the 28K level. Very important to be paying attention right now, because Bitcoin has yet to actually reclaim this level, right? And it's been basically this whole week, and Bitcoin has yet to actually reclaim this level here. So if Bitcoin is actually able to reclaim this level, that would look pretty bullish for the crypto markets for the short term, because then the next resistance I'll be looking for is going to be about that 32K level area, okay? We also do have the weekly 200 SMA, right, at about that 28K level as well. So this is not a time to be snoozing on Bitcoin. Just gonna have to keep re-emphasizing that. Let's go ahead and go to Ape here, right? Now, Ape, what is going on with this coin right now? It has been running within this falling wedge pattern, right? Measure move, I think this measure move is still valid, because it is still sometime in the future, and it's still running within this pattern. Measure move is going to be about $9.50 area, okay? Measure moves are estimates only, again, right? It could be over and under, and it could take some time to get there as well. And in between that time, there's going to be a lot of what ifs that happens. Now, price action, as you guys can see, is very close to this bottom trend line. Let's go over here to the daily time frame here and see what could be going on, right? On this daily time frame here, we had a recent pump, right? Couple days back, from about $1.10 area all the way to about $1.30 area, not even touching the daily 50 SMA, and then it got rejected pretty hard, basically back down here to $1.10. Now we do have bullish divergence here on this daily time frame. However, there has been bullish divergence all over. So if this plays out again, we're just gonna have to possibly look for another pump, right? But how strong the pump and where could this price action lead us? Where could this pump lead us? We're gonna have to come back and rechart this on a lower time frame and see if we can get any clues on what the next move here is for Ape. Okay. If this bullish divergence plays out again, then there's gonna be a pump. But if it doesn't play out, then that's gonna look very bearish right here, because you're basically breaking a bullish pattern here, right? You have a double bottom. And if you break it, that's gonna look very bearish. And I'm gonna be looking at this bottom trend line for the next support. Now, let's take a look into even the lower time frame here and see if we can get any clues on what's going on, because on the daily time frame, like I said, there's a double bottom. Let's also get a measure move out of that double bottom. Even though it's pretty small, right? It's going to be basically from the neckline to the bottom of the pattern here. And then on top of the pattern, that's going to give you a measure move of $1.55 area if this double bottom with bullish divergence plays out. It usually plays out. I mean, it usually, breaks to the upside, but of course, there's going to be a chance that this breaks down as well. So very important to be watching Ape right now as well, because it seems like it is at a decision point. Let's come down here to the 4-hour time frame, see if we can get any clues what could potentially be happening, right? Let's see here. Is there a particular pattern? Could this be a falling wedge? Yeah, this is a falling wedge. Broke out of it. Probably it's more valid on a lower time frame even. Let's see here. I'm trying to get 3 wicks touching on on any of these lower time frames to validate this bottom trend line. I guess, the closest I can get here is probably the 15-minute time frame, where I do have 2 candle wicks touching, and the third one right here is very close to this bottom trend line. I am going to consider it. That's just my opinion, right? That this is a falling wedge because the third candle here on this 15-minute time frame is not exactly touching, but I'm just going to note that, I'm going to consider it that this is a falling wedge, right? Looks like the price action has broken out of it. And then the measure move out of this falling wedge pattern is basically going to be right here because it broke out right here. Let me straighten up this. And then that's going to give you $1.25 area measure move out of this falling wedge, out of this smaller falling wedge. So let's see if it actually comes up here to this measure move. And then I'm going to have to rechart this and revisit this and see what else could be going on with Ape, right? So that's basically what I'm seeing. Let's take a look into some key price levels to be paying attention to, some key resistances and supports for this price action to go either direction. Let's come over here to the daily time frame. Right, we have the daily 21 SMA basically right above the price action here at about $1.15 area. Daily 50 SMA is going to be about $1.20. I'm just going to say $1.25 area because it's going to be coming down fairly quickly. Daily 200 SMA is going to be about your $2.50 area. Okay, $2.55 area. Let's come over here to the 3-day time frame here. 3-day 21 SMA $1.40 area, the blue line here. 3-day 50 SMA $2 area, the gray line here. And the 3-day 200 is not here yet. So you guys can repeat the same exercise for the weekly and the monthly time frame, or whatever time frames you guys are interested in looking at for past resistances. You guys can also take a look into past trading history on whatever time frames you guys are interested in. But we're not going to do that here for time's sake, and that's going to be really boring. Okay, let's take a look into some key support here. Do we even have any major moving averages underneath this price action? No. Okay. So key support is going to be basically your previous low at about $1.05 area. I'm just going to say, right, coming from, this group of candles here. I'm just going to say $1.05 area just to be even. I think that was all-time lows. And you breached that area. The only other estimate I can give you is based on the bottom trend line, okay? Assuming that this price action continues running within this pattern. I think there's what's the inception move right here? It's probably a buck. The inception here was about 95 cents area, okay? So 90 to 95 cents area will be your next key support if you break $1.05 area. So which is still a pretty considerable way down, okay? So that's basically my take on Ape right now. If you guys want to continue seeing Ape, do like, comment, subscribe, letting me know that you guys want to see more of this coin, and I will bring you guys an update if enough of you guys want to see it. My overall sentiment on this market is still overall bullish because Bitcoin has been able to stay away from that double top pattern I've been talking about on the weekly time frame. Neckline is about 24.7K, right? And because we had a pretty recent pump as well, that is, I'm still overall bullish, right? Very cautious right now because we don't know what Bitcoin is going to do at this 28K level. Now, that's basically it for today. now for this post. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.